All right, there's my third function kit on our tractor. That's on the front of it. So we haven't used it yet. And the way this thing works is that it allows hydraulics that are normally reserved for the tractor, which I think is the curling function, like this going that way. That is redirected to this whole manifold here, and then the hydraulics go in and out based on which way you put your control. So on the control here, there's a little button, and when you push that button and you go in or out with the stick, it'll change the hydraulics, and you'll be able to use that third function. So our new Grapple bucket has that third function, and I got two problems here. The Grapple bucket came with flat connectors. These are known as poppets. They have a little nipple at the end here, and these are also too small. These are a 3/8 inch design, and the Grapple bucket came with 1/2 inch design, and they're flat faced. They don't have this little poppet thing. So I've had problems with this one leaking. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade these to a 1/2 inch universal adapter, which is what most skid steers use. And that's problem number one. We need different connectors so that the parts can talk to each other. And the other problem here is that this switch, I noticed when you hit this, see, I noticed it was like this one day. This whole thing came undone. I don't know if I ran into some brush or what the problem was, but this whole assembly became disconnected. And that's a problem, because I hit the switch and usually there's an LED light in here that turns on and you could see that it's working, and that was no longer working. So I followed this wire back and found first of all, the wire starts here from the switch and goes down, and I tracked it and I noticed that. So it's just totally broken right now. This is just the switch, but it's supposed to plug into these connectors here, which then operates that whole assembly. Luckily, I'm only working with ground here. I'm not doing any voltage passage through here. So I'll be able to read this off the meter, get this thing hooked back up, probably have it hardwired so it's not connected with quick connects. And I'll wire this back together after I find out how this thing works. And we'll be back in business for the switch to work. But then I have to run to the store or order some parts so that this thing can adapt to our new attachment, our new Grapple bucket. All right, no continuity between the wires. But if I hit the button, I get continuity. But that button, basically all it does is connect these two wires. But it has continuity right now. That doesn't make any sense. There's one with a red wire, and there's one with just a black wire. So let's see. Black wire is ground. So is the red wire. Are these ground? No. No. It's just ground, so let's see. There must be power at the switch to begin with. So if it gets ground, then it probably turns on the switch. So let's simulate that real quick, and then we'll see if I'm right. There we go, bingo. Just attach the switch at the what do you call that thing? The joystick. And basically when you trigger the switch, it connects this wire and this wire together. I tested for continuity. Then it sends it to a control box, which each of these wires are ground, so it's just completing the circuit. So when I hit this, all right, you could hear, here, I'll put the camera right here. So when you hold that switch and put the handle this way or that way, I could see the pressure coming through here. And this is not moving when I do that, so it means it's redirecting the flow of the hydraulics. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's wire it up. Pretty confident that's gonna work. Come on, good girl. Line. Ooh, got my finger. Screw this thing back together and call that good. Next step, we just got to replace these. To get Meg out here, I really couldn't get this bucket in the position and hit the switch at the same time. So when you hit that switch, go ahead, Meg. See that red light? That's it. And I could hear there's a relay down here near the battery. I know that's correct now.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to school. Okay.
I fixed it. I gotta tape it up and secure it better. We're going to replace this for this. This will plug right into what came with the Grapple bucket. So in order to do that, I had to get this adapter. It's a 3/8 inch adapter to a 1/2 inch adapter, and it will allow me to, that will go into the third function manifold, and this will screw into the new quick coupler for a 1/2 inch, and these are the flat face design ones. Down.
What? Oh no.
You gotta get 90s. Damn it. I mean, all I gotta do is get a 90 here for me to screw that into there like that, and then we'll be alright.
You're gonna get 2 90s?
Yeah, I think so. It'll either do that or it'll allow me to clamp them in up here. It'll prevent me from like having the hose down here where like the tool is actually pivoting. Ah, man.
It'll be okay.
Trying to keep it real, folks. See, you just, not everything you plan works out. But we'll get this thing going.
It's okay. Now I can do. You didn't have to wait for the new parts to come in. Here they are. Ta-da!
All right, so the goal here is to get them like this. Where's the other one? There and there. That's the goal. Wow, that was stupid tightening them up. Is this even possible? Huh. How am I gonna do this? There's one. Now this other one, how am I going to screw the other one on while that one's on there? Because obviously... Wow, what a pain in the neck this thing is. You guys see what I'm seeing, don't you? See? It's going to hit. How does it? It's like one will cancel out the other. If I keep going this way, it's like I need a reverse thread. See? Oh man, how am I gonna do this? I don't think that's possible. It's not possible, is it? I need like a little extension till I come down to here, so I can freely move the other one around. Man, this is like the never-ending pain in the butt. All right, so I guess my question is, if I just use one elbow, will the other one fit in there? Let's go see. Look at that. Barely. All right, so that'll be that one, and the other one will stick out that way. Let's get this done. Alright, so first impressions. I think I'm gonna have to use this thing when the backhoe is on the tractor, because the weight of it, when you pick anything up along with the weight of the grapple bucket there, it's making it really, you have a risk of rollover. So I'm going to add about 900 pounds on the back of the tractor. That should really stabilize everything in that way, because if you pick up a root and it's all the way over here, I mean, me stepping on this grapple bucket, watch what happens to the tractor. See? I mean, so you can imagine what happens when something more than 200 pounds goes on there. So the tractor itself, it is strong enough to pick up, say, a nice log. You know, use risk when use your own discretion with the size root ball you want to pick up, because that first one I tried to pick up was extremely heavy, and I was also on a little grade there, so probably won't be doing that again. But I did grab a little bit of debris out of here and just scraped it, and it made quick work of a pile right here that I had going on, so that's cool. Our new toy, the Grapple bucket, we've nicknamed Dracula. So we went ahead and got a aftermarket Grapple bucket for the RK24 tractor. This is the biggest of the subcompact series that Roll King has. I was a little concerned that it would not be able to pick this thing up and function properly. And when I first got it, what I did is I took off the loader and put this thing on and started driving around, picking things up, logs, roots, all that stuff, and I realized that it was very unnerving to operate that way. There was a great risk of rollover, so you definitely need something heavy on the back. So we put the backhoe on the back of the tractor, I would not recommend putting one of these things on one of these tractors unless you have something really heavy in the back of it to distribute that weight. Otherwise, you're gonna roll it over. You pick up one log with this thing, it's gonna roll over. Now, that said, this can pick up a really substantial log. We've been cutting logs 9 feet long and 20 inches wide. It picks it up no problem. Pine, poplar, anything like that. So I'm really happy with it. The main reason we got it is to clear material like this because we have over 30 acres here to manage, and trees are going to come down. We have to cut in a driveway, and this grapple bucket is really going to be useful for us. So it's not made just to pick up heavy logs. It's made for us to clear areas quickly and just do a rough cut in with it. But so far so good. We're really happy with it. First time I use this thing. This is a carry-all for the tractor. It goes on the 3-point attachment system. First time I used it, I bent it. I was kind of, I guess, being a little too rough with it. I put 2 big pine logs on it and tried to lift it up. The machine lifted it up, but the carry-all didn't really like that. So I do have forks for the tractors now on the front of it. I'm just putting this thing on so I could put a pallet on the bottom and just kind of have like a table with me while I'm working in the woods. Thought it'd be a good idea. So let's put this thing on. It's all bent up pretty good. Need a sledgehammer or something, try to somewhat get it back to the way it was. All right, so that's that. My pins fell on the ground. There's one, and there's another. Okay. Oh man. All right, while that just happened, let me make a point here. All right, now I can control it. Basically lift it up using the, just these lifts right here. This thing just kind of, 3-point system. 1, 2, and 3. Now, I just bump my head on this thing. And I've done that probably, I don't know how many times. This is my rollover protection system, and I'm in a bad habit of not having this thing up all the time. I leave it, I pick it up and down. Some tractors don't have it where you could fold it down like that. I put it down because I need to get into the barn. Now this door opens up, but there's wood, there's cross members in the barn, and if I put this thing in the barn standing up, I've done that a few times. I forget it's up and I drive into the barn, and that's yeah, I'm quickly greeted with a crunching noise. But so whenever I get the tractor, it's down. See these members up here? These, like, I'll start coming in, I'll hit this board here, and this conduit likes to fall on me. It's fun times. Here, let's put my gloves here to dry. Man, look at my attachments. I got the backhoe, I got the loader that it came with. This is my new grapple bucket, and I got the box blade. I'm getting quite the attachment collection here, and I got my carry-all on there and my set of forks. So I've spent quite a bit of time and money on this thing already. All right, what's up, Autumn?
I just want to say, who are you talking to?
I'm talking on the camera.
Oh.
It's recording. Okay, so here's my rollover protection system. Now, you should really get in the habit of taking these 2 little pins out and lifting the thing up and putting the pins back in. It is so easy to do. These pins are kind of annoying, but one of them always sticks. That's all it really takes, and you know, it will save you possibly your life. If you are on some grade and the tractor rolls over, that'll prevent it from continuing to roll and crush you being in the driver's seat. So there it is up. You could tell I got some scratches up there. It's good to practice to have that thing up and functional the way it's designed to be. Could save your life. But I'm guilty. You'll see me in some videos with this thing down and I'm operating it if I'm just doing something quick. But you can't really plan a rollover, right? It just happens. It's an accident. So best thing to do is to keep that thing up at all times. All right. I'm not one to give safety speeches, but you guys should really get on my case if I have that thing down. Here's where we're going. We're going right up the hill a little bit. You can see there's slices out of that tree. I'm gonna, I think, get 2 more 9'2" sections out of that pine tree there.
When you are falling from a mountain, make sure you always hold on to a tree. It's very good. All right, Autumn. Don't hold on to a willow tree. Okay, come on. I think this tree is pretty cool. Hope you enjoy walnuts and wineberries.